My name is Paul Tuckner. I am the Vice President of Landfill Solutions at Atmos Technologies. Every landfill has their unique characteristics. So I work with the sales team to identify needs and solutions, tailor them to a specific landfill. So it's moving from place to place to help support the sales team. At Atmos, when we start the four-step process, the number one is investigate, understand what's happening at the landfill. We then go to the design stage where we tailor solutions that would best fit that particular site. The implementation stage, understanding timeframes and getting everybody involved so that the implementation goes on without a hitch. And the maintenance is worry-free. We are there to take care of the equipment as we leave the site, and from there forward, we maintain it. We do take a diagnostic approach in that every landfill is different and they have nuances. They have different working grades. They have different square foot of working faces. We also want to understand what their issues are and what we're solving for. In addition to that, when the equipment is placed on site, we want to understand where is it best positioned on the property where they get maximum efficiency and utilization of that equipment. So we look to see what makes sense. Do you have a water source? Is there electrical in that particular vicinity? If not, we can work through that through generators. But we really want to understand the full footprint of the site so that we make the most efficient decision on where we park that Maruca and that BSD setup for the long haul. So from a diagnosis standpoint, we really want to understand their daily operation so that we understand exactly how our product is going to best be utilized to help them become as efficient as they possibly can. The design process at Atmos actually has taken place over the years, in which we've configured the Maruca to be able to handle and be somewhat like a Swiss Army knife, where it's a dual functionality. It can get to hard to reach places with the turret on the front, areas that you can't typically get dirt or tarps around, that it's easily accessible with our equipment. We also looked at the terrain, steep slopes, and also flat slopes. We've got the 12-foot wide spray bar on the back, which is perfect for flat slopes, dual spray, so it eliminates shadowing. And then the turret on the really steep slopes was designed to be able to tackle that type of terrain. So, and we believe we have all-encompassing piece of equipment now that can suit any type of terrain. The implementation stage is we gather together as a team at Atmos, as well as with our customers. We want to set the timeline, what that looks like. Once the equipment is installed and ready to run is when we partner with the site and we take individuals that are recommended by the leadership team at the site and go through the training process. It's modeling at first to show them how to operate the equipment, and then it's having hands-on training where they work with the equipment in a safe environment, at which point they reach a comfort level and we bring them to the working phase in which they perform the daily cover. We're providing feedback before and after to help tweak to make sure that it becomes the most efficient process. We also monitor the ratios of mix of chemical and water so that we can dial that in so it provides the best overall coverage for that particular site. And that can vary from location to location. You can expect that we're going to be there for at a minimum of 2 weeks. We want to make sure, even when we're told oftentimes, hey, we got it after 1 week, we want to make sure that the equipment is running well, that we've got the ratios mixed in well. We are vested in the success of your operation as well as our own organization. So we are going to spend whatever time is necessary to train your people to a level of comfort so that when we leave, there's no concern or apprehension about using our equipment. Yeah, the maintenance stage is critical for us as well as the customer. We want to make sure that this equipment is operating at 100% at all times. We set up bi-weekly schedule to come out to just do preventative maintenance on the equipment. We want to make sure, because it is a landfill, there are times that you hit things within the landfill that can't be avoided. We want to make sure that a small thing doesn't turn into a large problem, and that we keep you up and running. So having eyes on the equipment on a bi-weekly basis is critically important, not only for us as an organization to maintain the equipment in good working order, but for the customers so they have less downtime. At Atmos, the holistic approach by having a 4-step process is critical to us. We want to ensure that from the beginning, the time that we start talking about whether this is a solution that makes sense, to when we have a Maruca in place, that we're covering all steps, that we make it seamless, that we make it easy to do business with, that we ensure that limited time, if any, from the customer, that we have this from A to Z, and we're going to work with you all the way through to the end and beyond.